Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Political Vigilante. Today I want to talk about an article that was in the February 27th issue of The Atlantic, written by Garrett Epps. The title is just Papers, Please, and it's about that flight that you may have heard of from San Francisco to JFK, where passengers were asked to show identification upon landing. And there's another good article in the LA Times that goes into even more specific events that basically the Customs and Border Patrol have been doing, searching people coming into the country. How you may have heard Muhammad Ali's son, he and his mom were coming back from Jamaica. He has an American passport. He's an American citizen. His father was an American, and he was questioned just because of his name, Muhammad Ali, which is just, it's shouldn't be shocked. This is what Obama said, or what's his name? Funny. What Trump said he would be doing. And so it's just, and what this article in The Atlantic goes into specifies how what happened at JFK is not legal. Because, and I'll go into the specific statutes, they're allowed to search any aircraft or vessel coming from a foreign country into the United States. Anyone, they can always ask, if you're coming from a foreign country, they are allowed to do that. But they do not have the right to do that on a domestic flight. And Customs and Border Patrol, the CBP, was saying they were looking for someone who was in the country illegally, and they believed that that person was on this flight, so they wanted to ask everybody to give up their ID. Which is complete bullshit. They can't do that. And this is the kind of thing, the resistance. In the video, I talked about that Chris Hedges was saying, I don't think resistance is going to come from the Democratic Party, but resistance needs to be in non-compliance with their bullshit. And this article is going to go into the laws and how basically the Supreme Court said that cops, police or whatever, ICE, Border Patrol, can block an exit, but they're not required to tell you you don't have to comply if they ask for your ID. And that's what this author, Garrett Epps, goes, I'm a white guy with white hair and I'm not going to comply anymore because it's bullshit. So basically what happened, so the flight was on Wednesday, and where they asked everybody for the ID. So ICE or CBP cannot require passengers to show ID on a domestic flight. The ICE statute is 8 USC 1357. They can do warrantless searches of any person seeking admission into the U.S., right? So they can do, if you're trying to come into the country, they can ask who you are. As well they should. CBP, the statute is 19 USC 1467, and that grants search authority whenever a vessel from a foreign port or place arrives at a port or place in the United States. That's not what happened. It came from San Francisco. So the author then asks a law professor at New York University, a Jacob D. Fuchsberg. He's a professor of law and politics at NYU and author of the book Unwarranted Policing Without Permission. That's a book I think I want to get. By his last name is Fuchsberg, and again his book is Unwarranted Policing Without Permission. When the author of this article asked this NYU law professor, can they do that? Is this constitutional? And he's like, no, it is absolutely not constitutional. And he said, he went into, it's a Supreme Court ruling that officers can block an exit, but not required to tell a person they have the right to refuse. But you have the right to refuse. I want you to know this. I'm flying a little less than I used to, but I will be flying in March. And if they ask me to show my ID on a domestic flight, I'm going to say no. You don't have the right to do this. You don't have the right to do this. Now, I might get arrested for that shit, but I just want you guys to know what the laws are. And non-compliance doesn't have to be violent, doesn't have to be a big fight, but just saying no. That's what it's going to take to resist Trump. Just going no. Because all these people went, oh, all right, might as well, you know, you go through all the airport security and you're just used to just kind of, all right, here's my whatever. And you got to understand, it's bullshit. They don't have the right to do that. If you're on an international flight, arriving into the United States, they do have that right, but they do not have that right on a domestic flight. Here's a quote here from Justice William O. Douglas, said, liberty includes freedom from bodily restraint or compulsion, freedom to walk, stroll, or loaf. Our liberties are being infringed upon. And as a straight, white, heterosexual male, I'm not going to let this shit happen. I'm not going to just say, well, I got nothing to hide. Here's my idea. This is bullshit. They can't do this. And if everybody starts resisting, just saying no, see what happens. They cannot do this to everybody. If we overwhelm them with resistance, they cannot fight this. They can't. Ah, Jesus. All right, I'll post the article from the Atlantic below here. I'll even post the link to the article from the LA Times that went into a broader scope as well. Like and subscribe and resist. Also, you can support this through my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Graham Elwood, but the link is below. And share these videos with people, you guys. Let them know. I didn't know about these statutes. Now we do. We know more. More informed, more able to resist legally. Thank you for watching.